Hallo Leute, ich bin Mike und ihr seht Deutsch für euch.
So I want to give you a short insight today on the word Fräulein, since I keep seeing this pop up both in my comments and also in the English-speaking world when referring to German in general. First of all, before I get started on the usage, one note, it's Fräulein, not Fraulein. It does derive from Frau, but it is spelled with an ä, not with an a. So, just to get that out of the way. Now, Fräulein literally means something like a little woman, because it is a diminutive form. As you guys probably know from previous videos of mine, or just in general, the ending lein makes things small and cute. Just like also the ending chen. Now what it also does, besides making things cute, is it makes them neutral. So whereas we would say die Frau, because we're talking about a woman, we would then have to say das Fräulein, because lein and chen override natural, or not natural, but grammatical gender by always having the neutral gender assigned to them. So through that, in modern speech, Fräulein sounds kind of cute, which on itself wouldn't be a problem, but combined with the fact that you're basically turning a full human adult being into a neutral and making them cute in the process, Fräulein has evolved to be not directly insulting in every context, but it can be very demeaning. So you will, if you hear it used nowadays by Germans, you will hear it used by, for example, parents that want to scold their daughter, saying, also Fräulein, so aber nicht. Or by, I don't know, some chauvinistic older guy who wants to look down on a woman and, you know, is intentionally going, liebes Fräulein, blah, 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 blah. This is a relatively recent development, so I can't tell you an exact date, but definitely a development of the last few decades. Before that, Fräulein, like Miss, was the official way to refer to an unmarried woman, which I think is something that people in other countries might still get taught today, but that is just not what we do anymore. So if you're an unmarried woman, in your passport it will still say Frau, meaning that the word Fräulein has been wiped completely from our official language and can therefore mostly be found in colloquial or spoken language, either by old people who are just used to it and are still using it, or, and this is the more likely case usually, used in a demeaning manner. So all in all, it's just not appropriate. So that means nowadays German does not have a title to differentiate between a married and an unmarried woman. You might think that's a bad thing, but on the other hand, we never had titles to differentiate between a married and an unmarried man. So you could just say it's a logical consequence of it not being absolutely vitally necessary for women to be married anymore. Besides this, we also do not have an equivalent to Ms., so the title you use for women of which you do not know the marital status, to not be rude. We don't have that either, because we just say Frau to everybody, just like we say Herr to every man. Mädchen, so girl, is a similar case, because chen there also makes it cute and small. However, it's our official word for girl. So this would be kind of inappropriate too, because we're making the girl neutral. Sadly here, the word that this derives from was antiquated a whole while ago. So Mädchen is just Mädchen. But that's just a side note. In conclusion, just don't use Fräulein. You might have learned it as, the equivalent to Miss and just completely normal and neutral and whatever, but most Germans, especially most young German women, will perceive it as maybe not a direct insult, but offensive to a certain degree. And that's it for today. Your random word of the week is die Schriftzeichen. I really hope this doesn't say anything rude. Bis nächste Woche. Tschüss!